right, and we live. So we're going to give a couple minutes for brothers and sisters to jump on here as Facebook continues the process of doing its thing. And definitely. What's going on, everybody? I see people jumping on. So we'll give you guys a couple seconds here, a couple minutes to get on for this interview. And I'm excited for this interview as well. Always excited to interview brothers and sisters in the truth, those who are definitely pushing this truth as well as having balance. And so we have a brother on today who definitely has a great testimony as well as understanding what the Most High wants to do and what the direction that he's going in the times that we're in. So definitely, what's going on, everybody? Keep jumping on. Definitely feel free to share it and all that good stuff. Thanks for sharing. What's up, Tank? Tyrus, what's going on? Brother Johnson, I see all you brothers jumping on here as well. Definitely excited. All right, yeah. See brothers still jumping on. All right. Definitely thank everybody for tuning in this week, man. It's been an awesome lesson. We've had lesson all this week going on, and it's really been awesome. Hey, what's going on, Brother Yalen? I see you, Sister Reva. All right, you say, Sister Reva, you say you've been waiting for this. All right, definitely. Well, the brother is on the show with us. All right, Brother Yalen, what's going on? Thanks for sharing, Brother Tank, and everybody that's out there, man. I see y'all brothers and sisters jumping on here, so we're going to let Facebook continue to do its process and sending out the invites, but I'm definitely excited to get into the conversation, talking to our brother here. All right, what's going on? What's going on, Brother Robbie? Thanks for giving on. Oh, most definitely, man. We definitely gonna get the truth, man. Sister Pollock, how you doing? What's going on? Thanks for sharing, Brother John Williams. Definitely. We're gonna get into this. Give us right now. It's 10:37 Eastern Standard Time. Give us about 3 minutes for us to go ahead and get started. We'll jump off the interview at 10:40 Eastern Standard Time. That's about 3 minutes away in a couple seconds. All right, Brother Tank, you on your lunch break? All right. All right. What's going on? Most definitely. I'm not sure, man. It seems to be pretty. The volume seems to be pretty up on here. I know the last time we had it, I had to do it from my car, so I don't know what was up the volume with that, but now we should be pretty good on the volume. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me well? Can everybody hear me loud and clear? Just want to make sure everything is good. Really? Okay, so some people saying it's good. Some people say the volume sounds good. Some people say it sounds low. I don't know. You may have to go out and come back in. All right, I see brothers saying it's low. Okay. All right. What's going on? Oh. All right. Let's see here. Brother Ben Yehudah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let's see here. Just switch speakers. They add a speaker to this. All right. Does it still sound low, everybody? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay, some people say it's low, but the connection weak. Can everybody hear me? Does it sound loud and clear? Do I sound loud and clear? Okay, it sounds louder now. Okay. All right. Bear with me for a second. Just adjusting the sound here. I want to be able to make sure all y'all can hear me. All right, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Do I sound low or do I sound better? Want to make sure y'all can hear the brother Ben Yehudah. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is it loud? Is it loud? Okay, that's better. Okay, maybe I have to speak up a little bit louder. But all right. Okay, so everybody's good. All right, the volume's good now, brother Ben Yehudah. Say something for a second. Let's do a volume test.
Shalom, everybody. I hope you're having a great evening on this Shabbat.
All right. Can y'all hear the brother? Okay, we got thumbs up. So everybody could hear the brother pretty good. Y'all can hear him good. All right, so everybody's good with that. All right, let's come down here. All right. So definitely thank everybody for definitely joining and jumping on here. Truly, it's a blessing to have our brother Ben Yehudah for taking out his time. I was definitely looking forward to this interview as well. I know much of you have. We had a little technical difficulties at the beginning with the sound, but everything seems to be flowing pretty well now. And so I definitely want to definitely once again thank the brother for jumping on, and it's definitely truly going to be a blessing. We're going to go ahead and get the interview started now, and we can be able to move forward with that. So, brother, once again, man, I'd like to thank everybody for jumping on. Thank everybody for tuning into the interview. I know it's late for some people. Some people it's early depending on what coast you're on. And we definitely got a hot interview once again to talk to our brother, brother Yisreael Ben Yehudah. And brother, before we even get started, is there anything you want to say just to, warm up? You want to give a greeting? You want to, whatever you want to say. I kind of give this like a little freelance opportunity, free time to just kind of say something to the people with encouragement or whatever.
Yes. Well, I pray that all those listening get a blessing out of this interview and that it gives you what you need to carry on in truth, love, and faith.
All right. Everybody, that was good. Could you guys hear that? Just want to make sure before we proceed. Just give me some thumbs up if you could. All right, great, awesome. So we're gonna dive right in, man. We're not gonna even waste any time with it. We're gonna just jump right in. The first thing I want to talk about, brother, is just talk about your journey. I want to talk about the testimony. How did you arrive to this place of what is known as brothers is called the truth?
Oh man, well, just to give a quick background seminary, I grew up in the Christian church, and I kind of got away from that, as I was growing up throughout my teenage and early adult years. I came back into the church, which I spent about 16 years faithfully in the church before I ever came to any knowledge of who we were. God started to pull me away from the church. I really had no idea what was going on, but I noticed that he was pulling me away from the church. Uh, I was trying to fight and stay in the church, but during that process is when he started to open up my eyes to who we were. Uh, the first time I ever heard anything about who we were, our nationality,
Right.
I came across it on a Facebook. And I remember it was a lady, her name was Janelle Praxton. And I came across some brothers on her page who was uh, saying that, we were the true Jews of the Bible.
Right.
Um, at that time, I really didn't want to listen to them because you had you had two different subgroups. You had the groups, many of the camps we know as today is like the hate group.
Right.
I came across them, and I came across some other decent Israelites. But the first ones I came across were the camps, which kind of stopped me from going any farther because I knew that they didn't have, the spirit of love on them. So I really didn't want to listen to what they had to say.
Right.
Yeah. So it caused me to be kind of, ignorant with them because I really didn't know anything either. But I didn't want to listen to them.
Right.
So from that point on, I spent a lot of time arguing with them. I still didn't wake up, but even though I didn't want to listen to them, it was still a seed being planted because now I heard who we were, even though I didn't accept it at that time.
Right.
So eventually, um, as I, was trying to come back into the church, I remember, I drive trucks. I was
Right.
driving on the road as I had just got this new job. And as I was driving down the road one night, the Most High, the way he talks to me through feeling. And sometimes the feeling, I can make it out into words like I know what he's saying.
Right.
So, he spoke to me as I was riding down the road. And he said, you my people. And at first I had no idea what he was trying to tell me. I didn't know what he was trying to relay to me.
Right.
So I'm talking back to him back and forth. I'm like, okay, well, I know I'm a Christian.
Right.
I know that already. And he says, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying you my people. And then he put this vision in my mind to where I seen, Jews.
Right.
And my eyes opened up right there on the spot. And then I'm kind of like screaming out loud in the truck, like, oh my God, you mean to tell me we the people in the Bible? No, this can't be true. But, he was opening me up to all this and saying, no, yes, this is true. Go do your research. And from that point on, I probably did research for 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks straight. I didn't even get any driving done. I didn't make no check for around 2 weeks. That's how much research I was doing.
Right.
And I pretty much, he was winging me into the truth. You know how a lot of people, sometimes when people wake up, they fall off and they go into another direction. That didn't happen to me because he was winging me as I went along.
Right.
So if I got a hold of any wrong information or any type of wrong people came around me, he would say, no, don't deal with that.
Right.
And so he kind of kept me straight, and I didn't have I didn't fall into a lot of things that a lot of other people fall into, when they're waking up into this truth.
Right.
So, yeah, he kind of kept me straight. And I just kept growing on from there. And I did lose a lot of friends and a lot of, people I knew as far as, like, being in the church, that cut me off as far as, in my awakening. But I kept going on anyway. And, as I did more studying, I kept getting stronger until I got to a certain level. And then finally, he said, well, you know enough information to start waking others up.
Right.
And what I want you to do is you go out there and you give them this information. And from that point on, I've been doing what I've been doing now, teaching people, helping them to wake up and see who we are, the truth about all of this.
Okay, let me ask you this. Because a lot of people, what tends to happen and I was in the same position. Once we,
Mhm.
once the Lord actually wake us up to the nationality part of the scriptures. Um, Before that, we don't really see ourselves and get a real solid understanding of the scriptures, or it doesn't tie all the way together for us. Why do you think most of us, or pretty much Christians, um, who are black in the black church, why do you think they fight so hard against knowing who you are, or the nationality part of, because you say you fought, I fought, all of us who have these testimonies, and it actually takes the Lord to actually wake us up Himself. Um, why do you think they fight? What's the part that the struggle part that they don't want to identify with it like that?
I think most of it comes from the fact, uh, it's just the fact that we was taught a certain thing, and it's instilled so strongly into us.
Hmm.
We don't want to let it go.
Right.
I mean, if you spend so many years in the Christian church and somebody comes to you with something completely different, and you already pronounce your faith as being a Christian, you're not gonna want to go and deal with something else. From believing that you already in the truth.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna cause you to fight. I mean, at least that was the case for me.
Right, because you said that they were brothers was, you was in the, what, it was a group or something that you was in, or you were involved with, or on her page or something like that, and you were actually trying to contend. I mean, even myself, I was trying to prove the fact, when the brother told me to research it and check it out, I was trying to prove everything wrong that they were trying to tell me. I was trying to prove everything that wrong that they were trying to tell me. So,
Right.
and so I think that's when it comes down to it, the way things are. Do you think that's what it is? Is it so much of they don't want to engage in that because of what's been taught? Is it just a teaching, or did you not want to even pique the interest of even finding out about it?
I didn't even want to find that out. Um, to me, because I didn't really have too much knowledge on that side of the fence, I didn't even want to listen to them, period, and find any of it out.
Right.
Um, when I first came across these guys, in my mind, because I just didn't know, I actually thought they was like some type of a cult group. I I used to go
Right.
on posters and argue with them and call them like devil worshippers and everything. You know. Yeah, and I was there. I was real uh, ignorant towards them.
Right.
And even the lady Janelle Practice, after the Most High woke me up, I had to go back to her and apologize, for all the things that I was doing on her page.
Right. So
You know, yeah,
you were like, in so much of the way, just it angered you to the fact that you're trying to tell me something that I know I'm not.
right,
It's almost like when somebody says something. It's a different feeling when somebody tell you that you're the people in the scriptures, and then you fight against it to the point to where you want to actually turn around, and it's almost personal, to prove this thing wrong. Because you don't
right,
see yourself in the scriptures. You can't relate to the scriptures the way you do once you woke up. So
hmm
um, I think with everybody, that's what it is. That's the first. And then also, I think another thing too is most of us, we get an example of something. Um, like a lot of the brews out here who, you know, curse people out, and all this stuff, and they get publicized. So when people see this or hear about it, and someone else come along and say, hey, you know what? You the people of the Bible. You the brews of the Hebrews. of the scriptures. And the first thing you relate to is, or the person relate to is, you're like them people on the corner, that's screaming and cursing people out. And I think that's another part of the equation that people fight when they hear it.
Right. Right. I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, they're stopping. A lot of those camps are stopping so many from waking up. And I'm not really even sure if many of them know exactly what they're doing. I know, a lot of them do, but I know a lot of them got caught up. A lot of them got caught up in those camps because uh, even the lady that I'm soon to be married to, she got caught up in the camp,
Mm.
and she came out of it because she realized that they were lying about certain things, and she finally decided to, leave that camp. But even when she came out, she said, they took so much from her and
Mm.
caused her spirit to die.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
But even with that, she didn't fall all the way off. She was listening to, other brothers like me who she told me that she said, y'all don't sound nothing like these camps.
Right.
Y'all sound completely different. Yeah. So it kind of made her look on the other side of the fence and stay in the truth and not completely reject it.
Right. So
Yeah.
so when you received this experience and the Lord came, spoke to you himself and say, "Hey, listen, you're my people." Once you find that and then you did the research, what was that feeling? I know what the feeling was like for me, but can you even put into words and express the feeling of when you got the true revelation of that?
Oh man, I was happy and I was angry at the same time.
Mm.
Let me expound on it a little bit more. I was happy for the fact that I finally found out who we were and why all these things were happening. Made me feel special. But at the same sense, uh, I was mad. I became angry with other nations who I felt like put us in this position. But
Mm.
that's when the Most High came to me also and said, "Who are you to be mad with them?"
Mm. That's good.
Yeah. And that kind of snapped me out of that. It was like, you have no reason to be mad with them because you're the reason you're in this position.
Mm.
You know.
And
So.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, man.
Mhm.
I think that's a harsh reality. Um, I think that's an area once we fully grasp that and not be, you know, because when you look at the scriptures, the Lord clearly says, "I'm going to send a nation against you." So
Mhm.
clearly, the Most High is in control. He's sending. He's delivering. He's doing all these things. And if we look at the scriptures for what they are, we're in the situation we're in because of, again, of the things that we're doing. We don't want to come back and we don't want to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. And we put ourselves in these positions. And that's something that people don't want to hear. That's one of the things when you start talking to brothers and sisters, they talk, well, how do we get out of this situation? Well, we have to come back and do what the Lord say. Oh, that's not it. God is a God of love. He wouldn't do this and all this stuff. And I think that when we
Right.
come to that understanding and fully embrace that, we can change the situation that we're in. Um,
Right.
Also, I want to talk to you about the balance because
Okay.
um, within this, and we all learn. Some of us, well, I'll just say, some of us learn that there has to be a balance when it comes to, and when I'm talking about balance, level head, not on cloud 10 all the time, just going off on people and all this kind of stuff. How important is it um, in this truth to have balance?
Oh, it's very important. Let me first say this. It's hard waking up to this side of the truth. Um, so it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard at first, but we have to kick out all the things that are incorrect and accept the things that are true to get to the level that we need to be at with the Most High.
Right.
We just can't learn what the truth is and sit on it, and as to stay in the same position. But as far as what balanced me out, there's three things that balance me out. And the first one I'm going to start with is love, because when the Messiah came back to fulfill the law, he said he fulfilled it with love, and he said you have to love your neighbor, and any man that doesn't love his neighbor, there's no way that they can love God.
Right.
So that's the first part of the balance. Now, if you got love, then I would say that you automatically got faith.
Right.
Because that faith is causing you to keep that commandment of love. And so faith would be the second part of the balance. The third part of the balance would be the laws, because if you got faith and then you find out what the truth is, then you're going to keep his laws.
Right.
So those three are related to each other. They like brothers. And I would say those are the three things that help me balance the truth out, because you can't have one without the other, because missing either one can stop you from serving the Most High in the way that you're supposed to, and that may lessen your chances of making it into the kingdom.
Right.
So you want to keep all three to balance you out.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another question I want to ask you is, how important is it for us to have patience with our brothers and sisters who are either searching for truth or who are babes and just not coming into it, knowing that they're not gonna, be able to get it right, and we're all growing constantly every day. But how important is it for us to have patience with them?
It's very important, because it's the one thing we have to remember is where we were before we woke up. We have to remember the position that we was in. And a lot of people who are searching for the truth or just coming into this knowledge of the truth, they're going through the very same things that we went through. And if we don't allow them to grow, that's us getting in the way of them coming into the truth.
Right.
So, you need that patience just to allow them to grow and get to the level where you at.
Right. Okay.
And that's what I would say.
Okay. Let me ask you this. So, also, what were the first things when you first came into the truth? What was the first step that you took? Okay, now I know who I am. Now I got to start keeping the commandments of the Lord. Now, did you start off reading more, learning history, or did you start out with, okay, let me change my, the scope of my life or everything that I've been doing?
Well, after I got a certain amount of knowledge, I started to change my life, because I knew that I had to change, because there was so many things that I was doing wrong.
Right.
Before I woke up, I asked the Most High this question when he woke me up. I said, what was causing, let me see, what was the question? Why was I being forgiven for the things that I was doing, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
I asked him that question. And I prayed on it for like a day. So the next day he answered me. And he said, the reason why you was being forgiven is because every night when you prayed, you asked for forgiveness for everything, even things that you didn't know that you were doing. Yeah. And I say, I'm thinking in my mind, yes, it is true because, every night when I get on my knees and I was praying, when I was in the uh, Christian church, that's how I prayed. And see, I knew there was a lot of things that I was doing wrong, but I just didn't know what they were
Right.
because the sins are the laws that we break.
Right.
So with me not knowing what the truth is, I had no idea what I was doing. So he kind of just, gave me that answer and said, basically this is why you was being spared because of the way that you prayed.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
yeah.
Let me ask you another question before we're going to get into um, allowing some of the brothers and sisters who are watching to ask some questions that and we'll probably do like three of them or so, three or four of them that you can answer the best of your ability. Um, I
Okay.
want to ask you this. Oh, just slipped my mind. Okay, let me see. See, I wanted to ask you something. Oh, what's the difference between the difference from when you first came into the truth and now? What's the difference between those? Because we have, what people would consider the new breed of Hebrews who are coming into this truth. Do you see a difference from when you first came in to a lot of the newer young brothers who are coming into this?
Um, are you asking me, do I see a difference in
As
as far as
for
being in the truth on this side?
Yeah, no, I'm saying like you have a lot of when I first came in, for example, um, I didn't see any of the other ones who were um, more compassionate or those who would go out and just try to reach people, but in a way with the spirit of the Lord, also understanding the law, but at the same time not so much of the rah rah rah. When I first came in, I saw a lot of the rah rah rah, just aggressive, and now since being in this 10 years, I'm seeing some of the other brothers who coming in that's coming out of the Christian church and they're coming into the truth, but yet they're not as rah 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 or aggressive, but yet they still function. I guess they shift their energy or aggressiveness differently than more so the brothers who first came in. When I first came in, I saw a lot of more brothers who were on the street corner, really, going aggressively. Now I see brothers who go on the street corners, but also I see them going within the churches now and actually teaching. Some going into the churches and challenging, but some are also going into churches and teaching. Do you see a difference from when you came in, or is it the same?
No, it's more matureness.
Oh,
It's a,
great, great.
yeah, yeah. It's a lot more. We have matured a lot as a people. In this awakening. So it's most definitely a difference from then and now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yo, listen, everybody. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to drop a question. We want to give three or four of them with our brother. We don't want to overload him too much. Now he can't answer all the questions tonight, but we're definitely going to just ask a couple questions. Just make sure if they make sure they're mature questions, because I know we have all kind of people watching, but just make sure they're mature and in line with what the conversation is tonight, and we can see if we can get it answered for you. All right, I give you guys a couple seconds to drop some questions for our brother. Okay. All right. I see here. I think somebody. Hold on. Let me look here. Valerie Watson. She wants to know. I guess the question is, do you believe in the Holy Ghost and do you believe in water baptism? I think that's her question.
Oh, okay. Yes, I believe in um, the Holy Spirit, and I do also believe in water baptism.
Okay.
I mean, I believe in both.
Oh, okay, awesome. All right. The next question comes from Jonathan Lutcher. What is the difference in your study habits between not being in the truth and being in the truth?
Oh, well, now when I study, I'm aware of what I'm studying. I mean, even at first when I wasn't in the truth, I didn't even read the Old Testament. I just read the New Testament, so I wasn't even getting the full truth.
Right.
Um, yeah, and now since I'm awakened, since He's opened my eyes, I see things now in the Scripture that I didn't see before.
Right.
Yeah, and
Okay.
so it caused me to study a lot more different. I take my time, I go over the Scriptures, I meditate on it, and I really feel the Scriptures out to get an understanding of where I didn't do that before.
Right.
I think more when before we wake up and we go to read things or to teach certain things,
Mhm.
we're just going by, what our pastor may have taught us instead of reading what the scriptures actually say or teaching what they actually said.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, Brother Jonathan, I hope that answers your question. All right, we have a question from Brother Tavares Smith. He says, Shalom, do you believe we as Israel should wear fringes?
Shalom, sister. Well, ran fringes. I mean, that is a commandment, but you also have to remember that we're still in the land. We're in captivity,
Right.
so we can't fully do everything the way that we need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
In our captivity.
Right.
So I would say if you want to do it, or if you can do it to the best of your ability, then that's fine. But I really wouldn't push it like that just because of the position that we're in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, brothers and sisters, we're going to drop one more question before we let our brother go. And whatnot. So if anybody got one more question, we're gonna go ahead and get it in real quick. So definitely feel free to drop a question, and we'll try to get this last one in before we let them go. All right, it's 11:13 here on the East Coast, and okay, all right, okay, all right. So let's see here. Okay, we got Sister Valerie Watson. She has another question. She wants to know, so do you use the King James Bible?
Yes, I use the King James Bible, but I also I got some Hebrew edition Bible too. I got it in Hebrew. It's good to get other editions that's in Hebrew, to study the language because when you do that, you can get a more understanding of the scriptures. But I do use the King James Bible above all other English versions.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I hope that answered your question. We went ahead and we promised to get a brother only 4 questions, and so we're gonna respect him and keep it at that. There are some more questions within the comments that you can post in there, and if Brother Ben Yehudah has time to go up, come in to the video or and answer some of you guys' questions, he'll do that. Brother, if you have any last thoughts or last things you want to say, encouragement, exhorting brothers and sisters out there, feel free at this time.
Okay. Well, I just pray that you all, held strong to this truth. It can get hard sometimes, but just stay the path, and no matter what, just keep the Most High first in everything that you do, and like I said, keep love, keep faith, keep the law. The three going to balance, balance your walk out, and just stay the course. That's all I got to say.
All right. Yo, definitely, we like to thank our brother Yisreael Ben Yehudah, man. He is definitely one of our big brothers out here, man, who's definitely pushing the truth. I love the different, just different personalities of our brothers, how the Lord is really using our brothers and sisters with their different personalities and stuff like that. We've had a lot of brothers on here, and we're going to get some sisters on here as well, but we have some brothers on here who are just pushing this truth, and at the same time, they all had different personalities. And that's the great and wonderful thing about the Most High and how He uses us, giving us these different personalities and characters to be able to reach the group of people that He has assigned our voice to their ears. So I'd like to thank Him. I'd like to thank the time for our brother for taking our time and getting on here, man. I definitely once again want to thank you, brother. And we definitely love you with the love of Christ, and keep doing your thing, man, because we definitely need brothers like yourself out here, man, who's really just bring a balance and people just love. Like I go on your page and check it out, and people just have a genuine love and respect for you, man. And all of that is credited to the Most High. I'm calling you into this truth, and man, we like to thank you. We're gonna definitely want to get an opportunity to meet you personally. Hopefully, the Lord can align those steps here in the near future. And I'd like to thank you. And definitely, I want to have you on the show again. The next time, I want to have you on the show with two other brothers as we just, talk about just different things within this truth and just bringing a lot of different things out. So I thank you for your time, man.
Okay, I appreciate it a lot, and I thank you much.
All right, brother. And we'll talk. Okay. We'll talk again. All right, shalom.
Okay, shalom.
All right, everybody, man. I'd like to thank you guys for definitely tuning on. It's late, and I appreciate all of you. Sorry I didn't get a chance to get to all of your questions, but we left it at 4 questions for them. And I'd like to thank all of you. Once again, it was another dope, great interview, and the Lord is really true and been faithful to us. And so I just want to encourage you to continue to be faithful to Him, no matter what goes on, no matter what happens in your life. Continue to be faithful to Him. Continue to stay the course. And also at the same time, we make sure we have balance. There's a lot of brothers and sisters who coming into this, they have a million questions and they're not going to get it right. Okay, then we're all constantly growing every day, and we find ourselves falling short on the daily. So afford them the same grace that the Lord has shed upon us. All right, brothers and sisters, until next time, man, I love you with the love of Christ, and peace.